Welcome to the commission.
You name it, I done rolled it up. So big you hesitate like double dutch. When you hit it, that potent to have you lifted. Started heavy at 19 and I ain't touched the ground since then. Not to mention when I'm not on my level, my tools different. I'm talking rude like the 89 Pistons. So when I hit the J, my day becomes splendid. Elements, king size, one hit and I'm drifting. I buy a pound of loud, just
We live! That's the third damn time I did that, man.
If I hear that one more time, I quit. It's over.
Yo! Yes, once again, my boy Frost is not here. And instead, we got Jasmine McKell.
Here I am to bless you all with my presence.
Frost gonna be here tomorrow with Chef Jose. But tonight, this is episode 7. 7. And I got my longtime friend, longtime partner, road dog, that know you for a long time. You didn't know me for a long
It
time.
was like 16, 17 years.
I just stopped counting. It gets depressing.
It's been a rough ride, y'all.
It gets depressing. It gets
Right.
depressing. I mean, registered nurse,
Alright.
just finished school,
MSN.
MSN. What else?
That's it. I'm just gassing.
The world traveler. What else? I'm trying to put who you are with the topic so they know, like, you know what I'm saying, what we be talking about. It's all about you. We gotta try to make sure the topics be about the people, you know what I'm saying?
My name is Jasmine. I'm a registered nurse. I work in the ER. I've been doing that about 5 years. I live to travel. And that's really it.
It's motherfuckers watching this right now that's like this.
That's it. That's really it. If it doesn't entertain you, then I'm sorry.
So can you tell the people how you ended up in this chair right here next to me? And fuck your feelings.
I was just trying to get some hot boiled peanuts. David said that he was making homemade hot boiled peanuts. And that's all I wanted. I just wanted to get some, talk a little, catch up.
Let me tell you what she tried to do. She tried to be black. You know, when you got a lot of shit to do, but you like, I can't just be here for this amount of time. I gotta grab a plate, go on to the next spot. She tried to like, I call it a nigga grab. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come here real quick because I know Auntie made the mac and cheese. I gotta get me something to go, but I gotta go to Shorty, her parents' house. I know how that shit go. You ain't finna just nigga grab my boy peanuts. I told her, I said, look, you my friend, I understand, but ain't nothing in this world for free. I need content.
I was gonna offer up some side conversation, catch up a little bit, haven't seen him in a little bit,
I need content.
And then here I am behind the mic.
I need content, and I was like, hey, help your boy out. So here he is.
Here I am.
You seen the show?
I've seen the show.
You know how we start the show?
I know, yeah, I guess.
Alright. You got your 2 truths and a lie?
Yep.
Alright. I'm ready when you're ready.
Alright. 1, I accidentally started nursing school by being convinced to go, essentially. Number 2, I went to India and became separated from my group and ended up at the U.S. Embassy to ask for help since I don't speak the language. And 3, I thought I fell in love, went to elope, and then I ended up getting cold feet and not getting married. 2 truths and a lie.
One lie, guys.
Or one truth, 2 lies.
1 truth and 2 lies. That's not the game.
Wait, is it 2 truths?
It's 2 truths and 1 lie.
I'm just mixing it up. You don't even know what you're getting.
I'm gonna just pick the lie, man. I'm gonna say the eloping. Eloping is a lie. You didn't go elope and back out. You didn't pull a Julia Roberts.
You don't think I ever fell in love?
Not no runaway bride.
Decided to go away and
Your
get
mouth
married.
too big. You would have told somebody. Somebody would have heard the story. It would have had to happen.
You're right. I've never eloped.
2 truths and a lie. 2 lies and the truth. I'm gonna start telling people 2 lies and the truth. You get 2 lies and 1 truth from me.
It's episode 7. It's with me. We just switch it up.
We switch it up, man. Episode 7. 2 truths, 1 lie. Whatever the fuck you want to do. Alright, man, since you first, I'm gonna let me move this up out your way. You go ahead and get access to the snapback. You know what I'm saying? Shake that. Oh, you got some shit you got some shit you want to say?
I did 2 lies and 1 truth.
Oh, it was another. So you fucked up my game. People come on this show and they do what the fuck they want to do. I got a problem with that. And Frost got a problem with that. We both got a problem with that. Alright? Don't be coming over here. It's 2 truths, 1 lie.
I'm sorry.
On this mother.
I fucked up, but now here we are.
Alright, so fuck it. What was the other lie?
So, the other lie is, even though I did go to India, and I didn't speak the language, I managed, and I didn't ever have to show up at the embassy. But the truth was, I went to nursing school completely by accident, convinced by a friend.
Just do what the fuck y'all want to do, and that's the problem. That's the problem I have.
You're welcome.
Damn, somebody talked you into it. They said, hey man, were they going?
They were going.
And they say, this is what I'm about to do. And
Come do it with me.
You should do it with me.
I said, all right, let's do it.
Sounds like a good idea.
Let's do it. 5 years later, I don't regret it. Only a little bit. Most times. Not all the time.
When you wiping ass.
When I'm wiping ass.
Yeah.
And yeah.
If I wipe something
I won't
like
go
that.
into detail, but yeah, sometimes I regret it.
Yeah. That's wiping asses, yeah. Especially in adults'
But
ass.
how much would somebody have to pay you
To wipe ass?
to wipe ass?
Strangers, in a stranger's ass?
A stranger's ass with gloves, and like you have the tools that you need.
Mhm.
It's for 5 seconds. Like you don't know them,
I
they
don't
don't know you. You'll never see them.
See,
again.
the thing is about an ass wipe, you can't just half-ass wipe an ass wipe. You gotta wipe it. You gotta get in it and get there.
But they don't know what kind of wiping you're doing.
Yeah, but I got morals. I can't just leave somebody. I know I'm gonna be like, damn, they gonna get a rag.
So you gotta wipe until it's clean.
But
what if you know that in 5-10 minutes you're gonna be back wiping that same ass? Are you still gonna commit to that that clean wipe or no? How much would somebody have to pay you?
So what you're telling me is, and God forbid, and yeah, everybody watching this, y'all pay attention. What you're telling me is, God forbid I ever am in a situation where I can't wipe my ass. And it is a person who I am relying on to wipe my ass, and they be like, damn, man, this motherfucker shitting too much, or always got dirty booty all the time. I'm a half-ass one. Like, I'm not in the mood to wipe him as good as I was yesterday. Like, I just hit the boo. My boyfriend pissed me off, so now I ain't in the mood to wipe his ass as good.
I will make sure that I wipe you well enough where you don't have any skin breakdown, and I will advocate to the doctors for you to get a rectal tube so you can shit in a tube and not...
So now you gonna put something up my ass just because you don't feel like wiping my ass?
It protects your skin and keeps you from infection.
You understand this why people don't like going to the doctor? You just told me...
Okay, but the question was, how much would somebody have to pay you
to do that?
To have a job where you have to wipe somebody's ass casually. I mean, obviously, we all know nurses do much more than that. Hopefully, after the COVID pandemic, we realize that. But how much would somebody have to pay you to wipe an ass? So how much convincing would it take?
An adult's ass. Because not a baby's ass.
You don't choose who your patients are.
Oh, a random ass. Random. By random, you close your ass and you just pick that person.
I mean, as a career.
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
I gotta do this every day.
You may have to do it every day.
You couldn't afford me. You couldn't. There's a lot of nurses.
It's not that bad.
There's a lot of people you could pay to do that every day, and I'm not like I got a price. I could do it, but I'm saying like there are people who would do it for cheaper. I'm talking about like I gotta go.
That's
home.
fair. That's fair. Not everybody can wipe ass.
I gotta go 50 grand an hour. Like it's gotta be like heart surgeon salary.
So for 40 grand an hour, you wouldn't do it.
I'm wiping ass 40 grand an hour.
For 30 grand an hour, you wouldn't do it.
I don't want to flex my numbers.
That's what I'm saying. Like at some point, like it will go down from 30 grand to wipe somebody's ass.
I think I'm going 25. I ain't going lower than 25 grand an hour to wipe somebody's ass, and that's just nasty. And you know,
All right, settled.
and I don't want to see it every day,
But you don't necessarily have to see it every day.
and getting that close to it.
I
But
feel like that's what I do the least.
But really good nurses though, they can see past the blood and past the ass wiping and past all that. You know.
I mean, if the hardest part of my job was wiping ass,
That's okay. Cause you probably see some gory, some stuff that'll keep me up at night. I don't think I can go to sleep after seeing stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, shit. I gotta call my mama. I can't be watching shit like that. I watch Criminal Minds and First 48. That stuff. I can watch it on TV.
My mom loves First 48.
I can't watch it up close though. I don't want to see nobody dying in front of me. That's suffering, and then they relying on me to save them. Like I'm panicking like you panicking. Nigga, I done heard you. I don't fucking know.
Nope, you can't panic. Everything you've ever learned is in this 1 to 2 minutes that you have.
And if you fail, like you feel that shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can only do what you can. And that's it. And as long as you put in.
Does it make you more numb?
Oh, for sure. I feel like, obviously, like, doing clinical rotations and nursing, you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this. Like, this is nuts. This is crazy. This is what I see on Grey's Anatomy. Like, this doesn't happen in real life. No, what you see on Grey's Anatomy and on TV, that is real life, but it's 10 times worse in real life because it's real. Like, there's no barrier of a TV screen or a comfy couch or, a cell phone that you're on while watching. Like, there's no barriers. It's you, the patient, of course, everyone else there in the room, and that's it. So, yeah, it takes some time, and you definitely get to where it's
like seeing something. It's like watching. I don't know, like listening to the radio. It's normal.
Yeah. You get there, but it's still always hard. It's especially the pediatric patients that pass that you're like, oh dang, they really shouldn't, or the car accidents or the 47-year-old heart attacks, like people that shouldn't pass. Over time and years, the 87, 90-year-olds that die, that gets a little bit easier, just because their quality of life after all of our work wouldn't be really sufficient to most. But yeah, now that got really deep quite quickly.
But hey, guess what? Fuck your feelings. All right, well, you're the guest. You shake that snapback. You pick a topic.
I shake it and I pick.
Yeah. Or you close. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. I'm real nervous. Do you think that there should be a weight or a health requirement to work in the healthcare field? All right, down this road again. No, I don't. Essentially, we all get to make our own choices about how we live our lives. And as long as I am capable of doing my job effectively and well, then what I do outside of work shouldn't matter, as long as it's, like I said, not affecting the work. So if you are 400 pounds and you are a transporter in the hospital, great. As long as you can push that stretcher to the next room and you can transport patients safely to where they need to be within the hospital, then you can be 400 pounds. That's fun.
That's it?
That's it.
Alright.
No, I do not think there should be any.
So I think that what made me ask that question, that's my topic, by the way.
Yes, which is why I couldn't believe that.
What made me ask that question is I've been to many hospitals and doctor offices, and I've seen many of them smoke cigarettes. Many of them are extremely overweight. And that was just a question that I had. I was like, man, why isn't it a requirement? Because I mean, this is just something that I live by. I don't let nobody bald head cut my hair. I don't. You know why? Because I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see, you know what I'm saying? I don't trust it. I don't trust it. You know, it just don't make sense. I don't want nobody skinny telling me what snacks is good. You know, I want the fat guys telling me what to get.
No.
I trust it.
No.
So what I'm saying, you're going to take advice from people who, if you're not going to take exercise advice from somebody who looks 300 pounds, right? You're not going to work out with somebody who is extremely overweight, unless it's muscle overweight. And you're not going to ask for that advice on how to take care of your body if they are fat as shit. You're going to be like, whoa, man, don't tell me how to work out. Don't tell me how to look at you. You know, so that's why I'm saying how can I look at a doctor who tells me don't drink too much or don't smoke, and then I'm pulling off in my car and they're standing in the back smoking a cigarette.
So in response to that is a you thing. Like, that is very much you saying this is how you think people should be when they, you know, when they're trying to set an example for you. I think overall, it's a lot easier to say something and to have the knowledge and to express that rather than like doing it yourself. Like, you know smoking's bad. I have all of this knowledge telling me that smoking's bad. Drinking excessively, bad. And I mean, I feel like even, I don't know, I want to try and think of an example, but
I feel like it's like a pastor doing porn.
Yes, but that's something
that's my example.
You do in your personal life. And in your personal life, there should be a difference between your personal life and your work life. And I think you judging somebody for what they do on their off time, it can get touchy. I'm not saying that it can't get touchy, but I'm saying like them smoking that cigarette on their lunch break at work outside of the doctor's office has nothing to do with the care that they provide you or the knowledge that they have so therefore no, there should not be any
so just because this person refuses to take care of themselves does not mean they're not capable of giving me the direction to take care of myself.
Yeah, I almost think that the only example that I can give is like, I was a nanny before I was a nurse. Love kids, absolutely love kids. They bring me so much joy. Personally, my choice, do I want kids? At this moment, I don't want kids. I don't feel that I need to reproduce. But that doesn't take away from me loving kids or wanting to be with your kids or wanting to hang out with your kids or enjoying the child environment.
So you like kids, but you don't like the ideal of having your own?
Right. So it's the same thing. Like, I can tell you not to smoke because I know it's bad,
I mean,
but I can smoke myself. Like,
I guess I understand because I feel like I'm the opposite. I don't want nothing to do with kids, but if it's my own, then I would be all about that child. You know? Then it's like, oh my gosh, let's go to the park, or oh my
So
gosh.
then it would be like me judging you, like, oh, well, you never want to hang out with my nieces and nephews. That must mean you're not going to be a good dad, and you're not going to love your child, or you're not going to be able to connect with your child because you never want to hang out with nieces and nephews. You don't want to go to these birthday parties. But like those two things, they don't connect.
So I just gotta ask you this, man. You go to the gym, right? When you feel
We'll say I go to the gym, yes. We will continue with that.
If you had a personal trainer, are you going with the personal trainer that is more in shape, or are you going with the personal trainer that you believe is just more smart about working out, but not really physically showing that they know what they're talking about?
I want somebody at the end of the day, regardless of where I am or what I'm doing, that I can connect with. I want someone that understands my struggle. So for personal training, I would say it would kind of intimidate me if I had male or female that was super fit, loved working out, loved exercising, loved eating healthy, loved having an active lifestyle. That's not my lifestyle.
But most of your successful
I think that's that is too broad of a generalization to say that good personal trainers are the ones that are fit. If you're not fit as a personal trainer, then you can't help me achieve my personal fitness goals. No.
I wouldn't say you couldn't help achieve, but I mean, you're going to judge them.
And that's what you want. You're going to a personal trainer because you want to.
Because you believe you're going to judge them on how they look, how they appear to you, and then you're going to say, "Oh my gosh, you know."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think with everything in life, it's a happy medium. So if I can have someone that like looks like maybe they work out but also eats tacos, then great.
Yeah, they're eating tacos, but they're eating, 3,000 calories before noon. So that's okay. But they're also going to burn off 2,000 in a workout.
And what I'm saying is that I want somebody that I can connect with, and I would prefer it be a person that I feel enjoys tacos like I do, and they can help me find that like happy medium between like, hey, if you're these tacos,
so here guys,
to this.
You guys keep getting your health ideas from cigarette smoking doctors, because
I'm just saying that cigarette smoking doctors can provide quality care.
Yeah, but they killing themselves. So now when they kill themselves, I gotta find me a new doctor.
Welcome to America. Here we go again. All right. Are you gonna answer this one first, or is this still me?
I'm asking you this question as a woman, because this is a question, I don't.
As a woman, this is gonna be.
No, because I don't want to put nobody on the spot, but the first two guests that we had were male. Then the third guest we had was identified as transgender. So you're the first straight female we've had. So as a straight female, this is a question for this, from a straight man's perspective. Have you, as a female, a straight female, ever paid for a first date? And if not, why not? And I think there's a lot of guys who watch this who want to know this, so that's why I asked this question.
Okay, so I feel like this is kind of like a two-part question. Have I ever paid for a first date? Yes. But it was because his card declined. So
you weren't gonna be washing dishes. You was like, fuck that, I ain't washing dishes. So.
It was at Tropical Smoothie. We were just getting smoothies. So it was a very casual first date.
Come on, man, I got the computer in front of me. You finna fuck my shit up. Come on, man.
So, yeah. So I want to say yes,
Okay.
I paid for a first date because that incident happened, and it happened, and that was it. Okay, cool, fine, no problem. But I would say a more formal first date, actually dinner, night out. I have not ever paid for a first date. Oh.
So I could say I have never had a woman pay for a first date. But I also think, have I ever dated a woman who would have let that slide on the first date, you know? That's kind of embarrassing. That's a big moment, you know? You take a lot of pressure impressing a woman, you know, on your first date. So have I ever dated a girl who would have been that cool doing that?
Yeah, and I feel like I get it. It's the 21st century. We can switch things up, but I'm pretty adamant about if you still want us to be as, you know, I don't want to use the word submissive, but right now I can't think of anything else.
They're saying 2017, there's 22% of women who would pay for the first date.
Yeah, and I think that's a good number, honestly, because I think the expectations for a woman hasn't changed much when it comes to guys. Like, you guys still want us to be like, cute. You want us to, you know, a lot of men still love that, like, cook, clean, stay home. So damn it, if you can expect all that, pay for my freaking first meal.
Okay, so what do you think about submissive roles in relationships?
Yeah, I think it depends on the couple and what you guys both agree on. Completely. Everybody has their own comfort zone, everybody has their own expectations, and what you do in your own relationship has nothing to do with the rest of the world. So yeah, if that's how you want to be that submissive woman, you want to maybe stay at home, and that's fine. I mean, hi, count me in for that. So it's fine. To each his own.
Hey, we should go up to like 50%. Pay for the first date.
But that's gonna drop something on your side.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that also reduces the courting, and you know, that also makes you question who got who. You know.
I think in a relationship, no matter what, submissive, not blah blah blah, 50-50. 50-50 is
in the relationship, but I think when you're paying attention to a first date, that's why I want to correct myself. When you're paying attention to a first date, it's definitely about the guy. I believe a first date is about a guy impressing the woman.
I think that you should be impressing each other.
And each other, but I think...
And so therefore, you paying, me not paying, it depends on what you're looking for and what I'm looking for.
So who has the most pressure on the first date?
I would like to say the guy. I really would. I would like to say the guy.
Facts.
Because as a female, I feel like we have...
Y'all control the whole thing. The whole thing.
Who run the world?
From the first date, the one.
Yeah.
The female controls the entire thing. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of pressure on the guys.
But also I
Pay
feel
that first bill. You won't be sorry. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's a pay the first bill, open her door.
My girlfriend,
Check in when she gets home or when you drop her off.
You want to know what
go
Alex?
off until she's inside the house. Those things won't kill you.
You want to know what Alex ordered on the first date?
I hope the most expensive thing on the menu.
French fries. French fries. French fries. I only had to pay for French fries. So you know.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I feel like most women that actually like are interested in you, it's like I don't give a shit about who pays at the end. Like I'm not trying to out I'm not here for a free meal, you know? So if you're that guy that's always going on these Bumble dates and Tinder dates and you feel like, oh,
I gotta do all
why
this.
do guys always have to pay? Why do guys always have to pay? Well, like when you invest in somebody and you enjoy their company and you're really looking to get to know them, then like you're not going to be asking yourself, why did I have to pay? So take them out for ice cream, get some coffee.
Jasmine, you preaching.
You know I love running my mouth. Love it. It's my turn?
Yeah, the hat, the snapback hat. Shake that thing.
Shake it, shake it, shake it. Alright. I'm real nervous. Oh, okay. This is easy. What's your favorite thing about traveling?
My favorite thing about traveling is meeting people who actually live there and can show me the side of the area that's not touristy. That's my favorite thing about traveling. Seeing the side that the tourists don't see. You know?
I recall a time when we traveled together and we had an excursion planned.
Uh-huh.
And David had other plans and decided to see
that
the
wasn't.
side. I'm just saying you decided to see the side that was not.
That wasn't my plan. That wasn't my plan.
It quickly became.
The plan was this. The plan, I said, Jasmine, which is this person right here. I said, please don't schedule an early morning excursion. I'm a late night guy, you know, so early mornings, let me get my sleep. But instead, the group did it. So I woke up late. I missed my shit. I missed the excursion. My friends was on the excursion. I was a few minutes behind. I had an option of going back to the room or just, seeing what the city had for the people. So that's what I did. I just took myself on an excursion. I took myself on the D. Wright Camp. What was it doing? Cozumel or Cancun? Cozumel. I feel like Cozumel sound right. Cancun.
It was
Cozumel. What it is? I took myself on my own trip.
No, because.
Nah, I think it was Cozumel. Yeah. It was Cozumel.
Yeah. Cozumel sounds about right. Because I was thinking of another time in Nassau, and that was.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. So yeah, I took myself on an excursion. Had a great time. It was a great time. What about you? What's your favorite thing about traveling?
Oh, gosh, traveling is like such a big piece of my heart. I love it, and mainly because you realize what a small piece you are in this entire world, puzzle, whatever you want to say. You are so tiny and minute and insignificant, and then when you travel and you're able to experience others' life and lifestyle and their normal, it is like so beautiful. I love traveling. I love traveling. What's your favorite place that you've ever been to?
It's gonna be corny, but I'm gonna say
it was with me when we went as a group to Nassau. Come on, that trip was so fun.
It was New York.
New York?
The second time I went to New York, because the first time I went to New York, all I did was sit on the damn tour bus, on the double-decker buses taking tours through the city, and I hated it. But the second time I went, I actually got to perform.
Is that when you forgot your jacket? And you had a
the
jacket?
second time is when I forgot my jacket.
Oh.
Shout out to Izzy and Erica, you know what I'm saying? Now I got an expensive jacket that I shouldn't have paid money for, but fuck it, I got it.
Should have.
But
came with a jacket to New York.
Yeah. Performed my ass off. Got to see a lot of stuff. Got to shoot a music video. That's my favorite vacation. Yeah.
I'll let that one slide above Nassau and you falling off.
And I just like the fast pace. Like I was there for like, I don't know, I was there for a few days, like longer, like about a week. And it just, the pace that you move and the pace you want to move in New York, you just get caught up in like, just, okay, let me do this. Like, and then you on the streets and you walking and it just look like everybody got something to do. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh shit, now I need to find something else to do because everybody else got something to do. So New York, man, New York make you work harder. So I say New York. That's my favorite trip. That made me get on my grind even harder. Was New York. The trip.
Yeah, I have some family in New York, so I definitely feel like I can see where you're coming from with that vibe, and I'll forgive you for not saying our Nassau Bahama trip where you flipped off of a moped. I'll forgive that, but that was definitely one of my top favorite trips.
Thank you.
I loved watching David flip off a moped.
And that made that trip.
It made the entire trip. Without that, it wouldn't even be on my list.
I still got the scars from that trip. So there's that. That shit might have fucked up my tattoo. I ain't gonna lie.
It was a good trip. But I would say that my favorite place that I've ever been would have to be Ireland. The green, you don't know green until you've seen Ireland.
Like when you say green, you mean trees, grass,
just green.
It's everything.
Green. Everything is green. Like Florida, lived here all my life.
Florida's pretty green.
It's green. It is.
Florida's pretty green.
It's not green. It's like brown green. Ireland is green, bright, vibrant green. It is beautiful. Obviously, good beer, and
I like Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that beer, but I'm a big fan of
I love
whiskey.
Guinness. Jameson obviously is super cool. I know. I just
hey, y'all go get that proper 12.
I happen to have a Guinness shirt on, but
proper 12 is fire, yo.
I really do. Ireland is beautiful. So if anybody ever has a chance to go to Ireland, freaking rent a car and drive all over the island because I went to so many places in Ireland. It was freaking beautiful. It was amazing. The people are great. The food's good.
Hey, we didn't do no plugs today, so that's a plug right there. Go to Ireland.
Go to Ireland. It's beautiful. And I think one of the hardest things when people think about traveling is like, oh, if I go too far, or depending on the country, I won't know the language. I won't. Well, guess what, guys? You can go to Ireland. They all know.
What do you think people's biggest fear is about traveling?
Oh, I think everyone is, number one, scared to make the commitment that it takes, because most of the time when you do big trips, it's 6 months in advance. And a lot of people are so scared to be like, hey, in September this year, I've booked a trip to XYZ. Like, people are so scared to make that commitment. And like, dude, just do it. Like, especially with COVID. It works out in our advantage. Like, they're doing a lot of refundable trips, and dude, freaking book your dang.
I think people just think it's more expensive than what it really is.
See, I'm not even sure. Because people go out and spend so much money. If you saved all your money that you spend on extra curricular activities in 1 month, you can go on a trip abroad.
You can go to Japan.
Like, it is, like, example, like, Thailand, I have not been, but it is, like, super, super high on my list of places to go. It's really expensive to get over there, maybe $1,100, $1,300. The flight is ridiculous. But
everything there is what?
Everything there is super cheap, and you can literally live on, like, $25. I'm going to go a little bit higher since I'm being recorded, to $40 a week on food. Like, for one person, like, you're not going to spend any money when you're there on, like, food and eating, which is really expensive when you go to most places. Like that's you dining in or dining out is really expensive when you go to those places. So you have to factor that in along with your hotel, with your flight, all of that. Like there's places that when you go there, you're not spending any money. Your stay is super cheap. So yeah, I think that everybody should freaking travel, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
There's so many resources. Do it.
Don't be scared.
I'm still a little scared in some places, but go to countries where they speak your language or our language, because they all speak our language.
Go see some shit. Yeah, because they
all know English.
They
It's
know
us.
what we know.
Yeah, it's us that are a little bit lagging. But yeah, go travel.
I would say while we on this topic real quick, I know we trying to switch topics, but what's one of your least favorite things about, because this just popped in my head, what's one of your least favorite things about travel? If you need time to think, I'll answer first, because I got mine immediately.
Okay, go for it.
Mine is the beggars. I think, and that's kind of when you go to the beggars. And
That's
children.
any big city. That's any big city.
Not the way you see it in other countries, though. Not the way you see it in Jamaica, not the way you see it in...
But they do it because they go to the tourist spots, which is where you are, and they think that Americans and these people travel.
Yeah, but you don't see guys in Tampa going to the port where the cruise ships come, and they sit right there hassling. Like, it's different because when you get off
maybe we don't hang out enough at the Tampa ports, or when we get to the Tampa ports.
So you thinking that's the homeless people problems? That's your problems right there? Hey, that's how you get the money. Y'all need to do exactly what they doing in the Bahamas.
And everywhere else. Yeah. Like
as soon as you come off the boat, like, hey, yo, let me get $10. Bro.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit like in the islands. I don't know, cruises. I definitely feel like I agree with that. On cruises, that
you
happens.
see it. Yeah, you see it.
And you're right. At the Tampa port, Port Canaveral, I can't recall a lot of people being around that area begging.
But when you get off of that destination...
But also, Tampa is not a major port where people... Like, it's not ever on the cruise itinerary. Like, ooh, guys, we're going to the Tampa port. Like, that's not on an itinerary in the middle of a cruise. No, they may take off.
It's a destination. It's where you take off from. Yeah.
Right, so these people are at a destination where they know tourists and people with money, because they're on a cruise, are at. So that's why you don't see it in Tampa, you know? Like, that's why you don't see it at Port Canaveral. These aren't destination places.
We're still a high tourist place.
Oh, for sure, just not cruise-wise. A lot of boats can't go under the, Skyway?
Yeah, Skyway.
So only small cruises. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, but that's everywhere. Begging is everywhere. And that can't, I would say...
Yeah, but on a vacation, that's one of the things you really...
Yeah, but by the time you leave the port, they're like, you're gone. They're not there anymore. And you're also going maybe into some third world countries, like when you're leaving America and you're going on these cruises, like depending on where you go. Yeah. So I just think it's a lot different. It sucks, but they're there for a reason, because they get money from the tourists.
Yeah. So
good for them. Everybody has their grind.
Dollar bill.
I would say my least favorite thing about traveling is probably the planning portion. If somebody, I'm not much of a planner, if somebody was just like, hey Jazz, you need to pay this much money to go for this many days to do these things if you want to, because I don't want to be committed on like this strict schedule. If you want to, this is maybe what we have planned for you. I'd be like, great. But like, I feel like sometimes you're like just Googling and like researching so much. Like, what am I going to do when I get there? Like, what are we going to do on day one? What are we going to do on day two? Like, because you don't want to go there and not see what is important. Yeah.
I feel
So yeah, if somebody could just like plan all my trips,
You just
which
want
I know
personal assistant.
there's vacation planners, I know, but I also at the same time with vacation planners you don't get that authentic experience that you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I also want that authentic experience,
Exactly.
but I want somebody to plan that authentic experience. And if you go through a vacation planner, most of the time it's not authentic.
You're gonna get the
You get
tourist.
the tourist
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, if somebody could just plan mine, but
100%.
I love. Okay.
Boom. There's 2 more topics left.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna ask you this question. I hope you have a good answer.
Uh-oh.
Or is it?
You know which one it's gonna be?
What is your favorite TV show and why?
My favorite TV show ever.
Let's say
Well,
like
currently.
Let's say currently.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
currently.
Let's say
You know, I like shows that make you think and get some. Actually, I know which one I'm gonna do.
Hey, yeah.
I had a couple. I got some honorable mentions, but my favorite is Westworld. Just because it describes a world within the world. Just because it shows you a view of you can't determine who is who, and it just shows you how people can think for themselves even after they've been blinded for so long. It's a lot of metaphors in that show. Yes, I love it. It's one of my favorite shows. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Westworld. But honorable mentions, man. Lately, Behind Her Eyes. Have you seen that one?
I have seen that it's on like the top.
On Netflix, yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's really good. So it picks up slow. Now that I understand what was going on, it picks up slow, but it's worth the watch if you like shows that make you think.
Okay, do another one. I like this. I love knowing what people.
Snowfall as well.
Damn, I haven't watched any of these, David.
Snowfall is definitely a show you should watch. And also Money Heist.
Oh yeah.
You see Money Heist? I like Money Heist.
Yeah.
And then Ozark, I could go
Ozark
shows
is
and
great.
shows,
Never
what I'm
watched
saying?
Ozark.
So, Breaking Bad.
Now we're getting there.
But my favorite, Breaking Bad is one of the one of the best shows of all time, in my personal opinion. But
did you ever watch Better Call Saul?
I tried to.
I couldn't get into it. And I was so disappointed.
But I heard you should because it's worth it.
Exactly,
It's
because that's what I
worth
heard.
it.
Like you should go back.
Yeah.
Have you seen Good Girls?
I have not.
Oh, it's not gonna be the show that I mentioned for my favorite, but dude, Good Girls is so good. It's so good. Have you seen You?
So you.
I'm sure I'm really basic naming.
I tried to get into it. Because everybody was talking about it, I tried so hard to get into it. And I couldn't make it past the 3rd episode. I was like, yo, this is trash. I was like, it's a fucking pedophile. No, he's not a pedophile.
Yeah,
It's a stalker who is
nasty.
fucking crazy. I couldn't get into it. It wasn't my
Have you
thing.
seen Shameless?
It's not my type of show.
Oh,
but
how far have you gone
if I'm
into
with somebody who's watching it, I don't mind watching it with them.
Have you seen Bates Motel?
Yes.
Oh, I love
Bates Motel is crazy.
Did you tell me to watch that?
That's what I was just about to
Really?
ask. But Heather told me to watch that.
Okay.
She got me into it.
What
And
about the new Cecil Motel?
I tried it. I didn't.
There's only like 3 or 4 episodes.
I haven't. I saw it, but I didn't start.
Dude, it's a little.
It's a little crazy.
I mean, personally, I would never go to that film.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and we're gonna come back to it this season. I've seen it on my Netflix, but I haven't watched it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Do a full circle on that because it is quite interesting.
All right. So, what's your favorite TV show?
So I'm gonna stand proud and I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna be ashamed of it anymore. But dude, everybody's dude.
This must be a trash ass show.
Okay, I'm not gonna say Love Island, but it's pretty close. I'm gonna say The Bachelor. The Bachelorette. Like, all of the little spin-offs of The Bachelor. What was that music one that they did the other season? I can't remember. A way to your heart, or whatever. Loved it. Any spin-off of The Bachelorette, Bachelors,
So
loved
you
it.
like when you like watching shows that compete for people's hearts?
Well, just like you, what did you just reference?
I said
Out of This World, like,
shows that make you think.
and you said something about like Out of This World. Either way, yes. The Bachelor, it is a little out of this world, and that's why I like it.
You know what I don't like about The Bachelor is faith. You know.
Okay, but how much stuff in this entire fucking universe is fake?
Is there any?
So for you to be like, oh, I don't like this because it's fake. Well,
is there any of them that is
what are you
still
drinking?
together to this day?
Yes.
Oh, bro.
So many.
I just had that drink at it.
I know, but I feel I'm worried about this.
Okay, so
because
what
they're
do you like most about The Bachelor, The Bachelorette?
Number one, this is what I want to say. If you put enough people in one room that say they have the same goal, so at least, I don't know, I would say people are relatively truthful. I like thinking that. So if you have 30 women or 30 men that say they're ready for love and that they want to get married, and 25 of them are, I don't know, 22, 20 of them are, okay? And then you have this one man, that wants to go on a show to find love. I'm expecting that they haven't given up their entire life, everything that they've known and worked for, to go on a show and not want to find this love or this end all everything. So therefore, I just think that the whole show, people want to say it's fake, it's fake, it's staged. You are putting people in the same room that want the same thing. So therefore, even though they may slip them a little card and be like, ask her how she felt about so-and-so when she talked to you. The conversations behind that question are so real, and the connections that they make during the show and staging and filming and doing all of that are real. Which is why there are bachelorettes and bachelors that have been married and have families and have been married for years, because you're putting people with the same interests in the same room. And so if you, like, I don't know, I feel like if you put me, or if you were put in a room with 20 women that said they wanted love and they wanted to be married, you could probably find your wife in there. Like, you can fall in love with more than one person at a lifetime. Like, there's, so I think that when people are, they dog all these shows so much, but really, you shove them in a room together. You force them to love each other.
But you also shove them in a room without a TV and without cell phones.
Right, that's what I say. You force them to love each other.
So as a single person, you shove one single man in the, definitely.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's not fake.
You would definitely fall in love with one.
Right.
For sure. There's a high possibility.
Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, when I watch these shows, like, I understand that there's a little bit that's coerced. Like,
sure.
I get that.
And I think that's what takes the joy out of watching it for me. Is that you can kind of tell what is and what isn't, you know. Mm-hmm. If it was organic and if it was happening organically and they just happen to catch all of it. But then in reality...
Like, what's that other show? Big Bear or something?
I don't know. Big Bear.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it's not as organic as most people want people to fall in love or want... Yeah.
And I think because it's not organic, you kind of just... It loses my interest.
Right.
You know, I can't speak for you. You know, you obviously watch it. I always see the shit trending on Twitter.
Right.
You know, so people clearly watch it. Yeah, people clearly watch it.
And that's the thing. My boyfriend just watched it for the first time this season, beginning to end. And I am speaking for him. But I think that he thought it was going to be a lot worse.
Don't speak for my man.
Okay.
He needs to speak for himself.
Okay.
He gonna be like, I don't like that shit.
Okay, and maybe it's all pretend for me, and thank you. But it's still you're watching people meet each other and learn to know each other and be vulnerable and like know and like break down and open up to each other. So regardless if they, you know, were forced to say, hey, tell us that one thing that happened about your dad when you were in 8th grade and that's why we picked you. Regardless of that, you're still watching, in my head, I feel like it still happened to her. Whether she was paid for it or whether, you know, she was coerced to say it.
Yeah.
Like, it still happened, and like, his reaction isn't fake. Like, he's not an actor. Or at least, none of them were actors before. So if they're acting, then this is their first time ever acting.
You know a show Alex got me watching recently? It's called 7 Year Switch. You seen that before?
Mm-hmm.
You heard of it? I think it's the dumbest experiment I've ever seen in my life. But it's supposed to be an experiment where...
Have you seen the first dates on Netflix? It like records like a bunch of people on their first dates.
No.
Okay. So anyway, 7 Year Switch.
7 Year Switch is like couples who feel like their marriage is going...
Oh yeah, because it's the
shit.
7-year itch.
See, that's what she told me. I never heard of this. I never heard of this.
Okay, got you, girl.
Okay,
Yes.
I've never heard of
Okay.
this itch thing. So
Dang.
anyways...
Oh my gosh, I want to watch it right now. Okay,
Yo.
it's on Netflix?
No, Hulu.
Okay.
So she said, well, not she. So the show is pretty much, these couples feel like they got an issue. And they've been together longer than 7 years, but you know, they have issues. So they take these couples and they pair these couples. Like they say, oh, this person has this quality, this person has this quality, this person has.
So it's like
they switch the
housewife or housewife.
the swap thing.
Have you seen
but
that a
with,
long time ago?
Yes, the spouse swap.
Yes.
Switch my wife for
Yes.
It's something
Yes.
like that, but instead they're switching qualities. So you're putting two people in the house that have
That
similar
excites me.
qualities.
Right.
So some people might be like, "Oh, my marriage sucks." They make them live together for 2 weeks.
Damn. And they're like, oh, I want
No
somebody.
cell phones,
Right.
no.
So
They're
like,
going on dates for.
Oh, I want somebody that maybe has less of a personality and is more sexual.
Yeah.
And then they put them with
Yes.
somebody that's less
Yes.
of a
Yes.
Oh, this sounds like my
Yes.
This is it.
I think it's the worst show in the world.
I
You
love
watch it.
this. Oh my
But
God.
anyways, they pair them together, and then at the end,
They've been watching it now.
they give them a decision. They say, "Do you want to go back to your marriage? Do you want to?
Okay.
Are you in love with this person?
Are they on the verge of divorce when they do this show?
They're like damn near there. Some people say, "Oh, they're happy and they're good." Some people might think, "Oh, we're doomed and I'm over it." Some people might be like, "Oh, I just want to spice things up." But then they might pair them with somebody who is super spicy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
then it's like, oh shit.
So they weren't.
Do I really want a person like this?
Ooh, I gotta watch this tonight. Okay.
I hate it, but what was that? What was I going with that?
Favorite TV
I hate
show?
I hate that type of show, but that's
I
a show
love
that
all that.
I've just gotten into.
I love all of that. I mean, there's so much going on in the world. It's so heavy. So like even, you know, sometimes when I watch, even Ozark, for example, we both watched that show. Hopefully
Ozark
you
is
guys
good,
have seen that.
Ozark.
Or Breaking Bad. Either of these shows I feel like apply to what I'm about to say. Sometimes they're just so heavy. It's so realistic and real, maybe not for me, and neither are these other shows, but like I just want something more like fun and lighthearted and like experimental and like, ooh, what's gonna happen when? Or like some of these shows, they're so heavy. Even Shameless, I love Shameless, but I'm like, what we're watching as a joke
Sometimes
is reality
it's close to home.
to so many people. And like here we are watching, you know, the oldest sibling raise her and like all her. That is, I love Shameless. I like watching it, but dude, that's reality to so many people. And
It is.
I feel like Bachelor and Bachelorette and all of their spin-offs, and nobody's struggling because they're
It's
being
mindless.
forced
It's mindless.
to
Yeah.
Like, it's just great. And
But
I think a lot, and that's why a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like it, it's fake, it's blah, blah, blah. Dude, the world is like crazy right now. Find a show that's nuts, you know?
Don't stress yourself out.
Like, we're good.
I feel like I always gotta yell at people for being on their phone.
Like I said, I didn't scribble in this time of day in my appointment, in my like calendar to be with you. So my mom literally just texted me, done day.
Done day. Done day mean what?
Yeah, I said about to leave David.
You didn't tell the people
Okay.
like your nationality.
Oh, well, what's really interesting about me, if you don't know, is both of my parents are adopted. My mom knows her family. My dad doesn't. So my dad, no idea, but my mom was raised in Trinidad and has lots of family all over the Caribbean islands.
And while we're on the subject of you,
And that's not why she said Donde. She
oh yeah, what done day mean?
Donde means where in Espanol.
Where?
And it's because she learned Spanish traveling around with her sisters, Panama, Costa Rica. So, I'm not Hispanic, but my mom is fluent.
Okay, well, keep talking about yourself because why the hell did you get into nursing?
Oh, full circle to end this. Okay.
Yes.
Full circle. Well, we learned earlier that I got into nursing because I was convinced to take that first entry school nursing exam by one of my best friends. She's still my best friend. She chooses a nurse now. But I mean, at the end of the day, I knew that nursing was a good profession. I knew that it paid well. I knew that the schedule was good. And then, of course, like, I'm not a people person, but I'm a people person. Like, I can talk to people. So, being able to talk to people and help and learn from everyone is, I was like, okay, it's not that bad. Even though you convinced me to do this, and I've never thought about this, it was something that I thought I could do.
So you didn't do no research?
So to say that I didn't do any research is a lie. When I graduated high school, I wanted to be a medical assistant.
Okay.
And so I initially did that first. So I was already on the career path of
The medical field.
The medical field, but just never thought that I was going to be a registered nurse. I kind of was like, oh cool, I can be a medical assistant. This looks chill too. Like.
So before you say, okay, I'm gonna do nursing, what steps were you taking to be in the medical?
I think it was a combination of my friend saying,
Plus
hey,
the thought in the back.
so I had already done medical assisting, and then I ended up working as a nanny. The people that I nannied for, they are a couple, and they're both ER physicians. So I ended up working for them, and my friend Tanya wanted me to go to nursing school, and I had already done medical assisting and not working as a medical assistant. So there were a lot of things like in my life that were like pointing me this direction.
Yeah, it was in your mind already. You know, people were in your life already. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. So I mean, everything like worked out super well, and I'm still really close with that family now, and like they're a great time. Between them and Tanya, like they were my references. Tanya was my backbone, struggling, knowing what that nursing, struggle of school was. Yeah, but
Tanya.
that's why I got into nursing school. It was a little bit of kind of everything, all preceding the prior.
And just how life was going at
Yeah.
that time.
Yep.
Gotta love it. That's it. That's it.
Thank God.
That was exhausting, right? Jesus Christ, you ask a friend for some content and they complained about it.
It was exhausting. I just want to know. Ask me if I have yet to even try a hot boiled peanut. Like, I'm still waiting for what I got here for. Like, he said it was like my souvenir. Like, it was a privilege for me to now leave with the hot boiled peanuts. Like, that's what I came here for.
Hey, anybody who took economics, we gonna give y'all economics lesson real quick. No matter where you are, no matter where you go, no matter what you get, no matter what you take, no matter what you have, it was never free. Even if you got it for free, was it made for free? Was it built for free? The materials ain't for free. These peanuts are not free. And if I don't get paid in money, if I don't get paid in coins, paper, euros, pesos, more equipment, if I don't get paid in loans and fundraisers for NuEra Entertainment, that's a record label that I own, by the way. That's a plug. Shout out my homie Frost. If I don't get paid for none of that, you know what I'm saying?
Payment.
It's gonna come from somewhere.
Yeah.
If I can't get it in revenue, I'm gonna get it in time. And that's what I took from Jasmine today. Time. I charged her in time.
And I'll never get it back, and I'm glad.
And I just taught y'all some business shit.
I'll never get this time back.
Most people gonna make y'all pay for that.
I am so glad that I was able to share my time with you. And you're only gonna hear me say that once, so I'm glad that you.
I'm glad you did this with me. I'm glad you did this with me. I thought you was gonna say
no more of my time.
I thought you was gonna say
feed
no.
me.
The peanut's ready. The peanut's ready. Fuck your feelings.
Have you ever wanted to fly? Have you ever touched the sky? Then we should spread our wings and die. And you should join me on cloud nine.